Says we're live, so that means we must be live. Hello, everyone. It
Some of us are
is,
live.
I know, right? It is May the 11th, and I was here last night. I was supposed to be here last night, but I had an annoying migraine, so light being in my face wasn't going to be a thing. So I had to just postpone to, you know, now. So here I am, and awesome Aphrodite Lee, who is Genesis tonight, is with me. Say hello, Aphrodite.
Hey, if I
So
sound like I'm down, I'm not down. I'm just hungry and I need to get some work done. Yeah, I'm Genesis Noir James tonight.
yeah, man,
I
she's her
need to be
birthday
in
night.
her in order to get this scene written.
Oh, so you're working on the scene from that one, huh?
I'm doing I'm breaking a rule.
Oh, what rule were you breaking? I like
I
breaking rules.
always completely 100% write the end before I go back and do any rewrites.
True.
But because of some stuff that happens in the middle,
Mm,
I have to. I need to fix some stuff in the beginning now, while it's on my map.
I see. You all breaking
I
rules.
never do that.
I
Like
know you don't.
never do that, but it's so many different little things.
You're
I
like I'm
want to
doing
get
it
it right.
tonight.
I want to get it right. So technically, I'm in my second draft, even though I didn't write the end on the first.
Nice.
I know how it's ending, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, no need
that
to
part.
worry for real
That
though.
part didn't count.
Well, I'm working on another short horror called La Draga, and
Mm.
almost finished the first act after the stream on Monday. So hopefully I'll get out of the first act tonight and get on to the second act, start the second act, and then get underway. I need to finish this by Friday.
This Friday.
Yes.
Mm.
Tight schedule, but it's a short story, so it's not a big deal. 4,500 words max. So,
Oh yeah,
because I
we can
need
do it.
to send it to the editor on the 19th. So I gotta push and finish this and see, make sure I get done. I have to get done. Tight schedule. I'm not really behind schedule as far as where I thought I would be anyway, so it's not that big a deal. I'm not really behind, so I'm not like overly pressed, but I still have a schedule I'm trying to stick to. So May is like the beginning of May is write Ladriga, get it edited, get it submitted to the anthologies that I'm submitting it to. Hey, cool gamer, thanks for popping
Wait a minute.
in.
What day do you submit?
I have to submit no later than June the 1st, so I would like to submit
Okay, okay, good.
before the deadline.
Because we're the erotic anthology stuff moves forward to the next step in a few days.
Yeah, I figured that.
So, and the cool thing is like I'm not behind, but I feel like I have so much stuff that I'm not caught up. But I really am not
Thank you,
behind.
cool
I'm
gamer.
absolutely
Cool
on
gamer says we're awesome, so thank you. I'll take it.
time. Okay. So I'm excited that we're
Yeah,
moving into this phase.
yeah.
Like really excited. At first I was dreading it because I was like, this is the part where you gotta read and do a little critiquing.
Hmm.
But everybody is just so good. Like I'm
Right.
gonna get this blessed.
I can't really wait to read. I can't wait to get to the reading part. So,
Yeah, and I actually got two people on board to read as well. They're not writers.
right,
So
right.
that helps out. That's
That's
that'll
really,
lighten the load.
that's really
And
helpful.
if I could just get one more reader, man, that would be too perfect for word.
Perfectly set, right? That'd be good. Um, all right. Well, we are going to prepare for the first stream tonight. If people pop in while we're running, I'll keep an eye on the chat just in case. But we're going to start with a strong, long sprint. So,
Okay.
um, let's start with a 30-minute.
Oh, you ain't playing.
No, I'm not. Let's do a 30-minute sprint. We come back, talk for five, jump back in again. I'll see where it brings us. That's to bring us to about 7:35, and then we'll jump. We'll talk for five, and then we'll probably do a 20 to bring us to the top of the hour. It's usually what I was doing on Monday. So
Mhm.
Let's
All
run
right,
with
well,
that.
that'll give me time to set up and
Yep.
actually write because I usually set up during the first sprint
Yep.
and then write during the second. Okay, okay, I'm down. I'm
You can
catching.
play the sprint any way you would like. I'm gonna put a message up on the screen here for everybody who pops in while we are sprinting. 30 minutes back at 35 Eastern Direct Time, and I'll just jump back in and say when we're done. So that's what I tend to do. I need to make me some creepy timers. I haven't got a chance to do
I
that yet.
swear, I'm making you some.
Oh, cool.
What I couldn't figure out was how to give them to you.
How do I get the? Probably a Dropbox or like Microsoft 360 or whatever for
All right, we'll talk because I'm gonna need you to
OneDrive.
show me how to do that.
Yeah, OneDrive, one of those guys. But anyway, all right. Anyone who's joining us, let us know what you're working on in the chat, and you can jump in on the sprints because we're starting now. See you back here at 35.
Okay.
Hi everyone, thanks for popping in. I see we got a few people dropping in. Let us know what you're working on in the chat, and I'll talk to you when we get back from the sprints. See you at 35. And it's time. Okay. You're muted.
There I am.
There you are.
Hey.
Hey, you made it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. We had like a halfway decent day here today. It wasn't half freezing and half it's 80 degrees like it was yesterday. It was
Right?
so
I know.
bad.
The weather's been terrible though, back and
Yeah.
forth. Merlin's is like,
I can't believe you said that too, because I literally just wrote those words in my passage. It was something I had to add, and literally she was it was 80 degrees in the shade, but considering the day before was half that.
Yep,
ugly.
because you be freezing at night and then you wait and then by noon you're sweating.
Yep. So you like, I usually have my air conditioner in
Hmm.
at
By
this
this time.
point. And last years I've lived at this house, I had the air conditioner in May. I did not put my air conditioner in yet, and I still have my little heater out just in case. So
Yes,
it gets
me
cold at
same
night.
here.
It's cold at night. I'm like, what is
Yep.
happening? I just have a fan out right now because I don't know what to do. I don't want to put my air conditioner in yet. So I'm like,
You don't know what to do. I don't know which way the weather's going.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's Merlin. I'm kind of used to that. But it's really kind of weird. Like later
It's
than
just so
usual.
funny. I just literally put that in my story.
I
That
know.
is really funny
I'm
though.
like, stop the showers. It's not
I'm like, is
April.
she reading
Make
my
flowers.
story through the internet?
Yeah, like maybe. I don't know.
I
Maybe.
got I got a question. I got a revision question for you guys. When you're doing your second pass,
Hmm.
um, do you just do a new document, or when you're revising, you just add it to the one you have? I color code anything I add.
I I just when I do the second draft, I edit from the. I just count my second draft as like a edit, like a full edit of the story. It's not like grammar type of stuff.
Like,
It's
no, 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 I'm not talking about that.
Yeah. So I'm just saying my second draft. I take the document that I already did the first draft and I go back through it. So I
Yeah.
technically my second draft is partial read through, partial edit. So
Mm.
I'm reading. So I go through reading, and then I'm like, okay, that line, what's going on here? So I, I fix the
Yeah.
lines that may not sound right, or the wording may be better. What I want to do this time around, or I feel like, oh, I can add something here, type of situation. That's usually what I'm doing my second draft. So I don't start a new document if that's what you mean. Like
Yeah.
I
Same.
don't do that.
In the old days, I used to take that because I do not read through my work until I'm done. So again, I'm breaking the rule today. I would take the whatever, let's say we're doing a chapter, I would take the chapter, make a copy of it, call it second draft, and then I would work in the copy.
Okay.
Because what
No,
I
I can't be doing all. I
see,
can't.
and no, no,
But you're way organized, Aphrodite.
it's
For
but
me, I just got to do the same thing.
it's ridiculously extra. But what I the reason
You gotta
well
work it
the
the way
reason
you know
why I
work.
used to do it, the reason why I did it that way is because I would print out I print out my first draft of everything I do because I like to see what it turned into,
Mhm.
afterwards. So I don't mess with it ever. And then I'll take the first draft, make a copy, and then I'll edit that and call it the second draft.
Mm.
And I usually have to do a third draft because of the way I add stuff in. But and then I'll start passing it around to people to look at, and then they can tell me stuff. Um, but yeah, I asked that because I've never worked this way the way I'm doing it right now,
Mm.
and I automatically caught myself just making it a different color. So I'm in my draft, and everything I'm adding is a different color, or anything I'm
Oh.
changing is a different color.
Well, I mean, I think it's
Mm-mm.
a clever way. Like, I mean, everybody does it differently.
Well,
I
something wrong with my brain, y'all. It's something wrong with me.
Not really. I mean,
But
it
no,
just
if
fits the
that
way it
works for
fits.
you, because
That's
when
why
I
you gotta
worked
do
with
it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. That's what you gotta do. You that's
Oh,
all I
when
think.
I worked with the e-publishers, you just had the same document circulating, and then when you looked at in Microsoft Word, I think there's some sort of thing where you can go back. It automatically puts it in a different color for you, doesn't it? Because it shows you what your changes.
Yeah, if someone
And
is
that's all I ever
in
did. I
it,
never did anything because that's too much
yeah.
for me. I'm barely hanging on as it is.
Plus, Microsoft Word will also let you compare. The other reason why, I would do a separate document would because Microsoft will let you compare as well. Because you know
Yeah,
how sometimes you get a little confused, like, wait a minute. did I do the corrections here or the changes here? Microsoft will let you pull up two documents and compare, and it'll show you everything that's different about one
Right.
from the other.
I tend to put my changes in my outline and I highlight the changes that I added if I added changes.
Oh yeah, I definitely do that.
So that's what I do. I don't really put it on the document like that. Now, when I'm going in my editing phase, then there's a whole bunch of back and forward. So, because when I edit now, I do my soft edit in the Word doc that I'm in. Then I upload it to my Microsoft account that I have where I keep my books at. So I upload it there, and that's usually where I keep it at for when I'm going to do my alpha readers or whatever. So then I do take the edits and I put one chapter at a time in my Pro Writer Aid program, and I edit in there when I'm doing like my edits with grammar and trying to sticky words and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So and then I take that chapter and take it and put it back on my computer as whatever type of edit it is. Like this is my final edit or this is my whatever edit, and each chapter is individual in its own document and then in a
Okay.
folder. So
yeah,
then. So I do a lot of back and forths then when I'm doing edits because of changes and things like that, because editing is like I don't like
I
it.
was just wondering. Yeah, I was just wondering because I was like, I think I'm a little crazy.
Well, I mean, you just
everybody's
do
got the
version
crazy
1,
phase.
version 2, version 3, because that's like I
Yeah.
said, when I
Yeah.
went back and forth, that's what I would do. Edit 1, edit 2. So I have 6 or 7 documents when it went back and forth between me and my editor about what changes we made. So I got 6 documents, all just a teeny bit different than the one before it.
Yeah,
So
okay, I feel a
maybe
little
that's
better
almost the
now.
same thing, right?
Yeah, I
instead
feel a
of
little bit better now.
yeah.
Yeah, we all do it at some
And I'm
point or
going.
another. I saw a bunch of people pop up when we were sprinting. So
Oh, yeah, I saw DL. You ignored me, but I might need your help with this thing.
Oh,
I got a little shootout.
Hi, Kate. Let's see. Adrian was here. I'm gonna be still here, but hi. Thanks for popping in. Sailor Twilight. Hi. I think you're actually gonna be writing with us as far as what I scanned. Hi, Laura Dell. Let's see. My bro is here, DL.
Oh, it's Skylar.
Yeah, Skylar's here.
No, I can't
Yes,
call him
Houston,
Skylar.
thanks for the
If I
light.
call him Skylar, he starts calling me Hope.
Yeah, I know. He's all messing with him.
Well, see, Skylar doesn't know any of my government names, so he can't.
I made that mistake on Facebook, putting my whole name up there.
I know. You talk about how you don't want to be called, and so he's like, "Yeah, okay, you want to mess with me? I can mess with you."
Look, as long as he don't call you late for dinner, right?
Sure. And I heard he a good cook, so.
Yep.
Listen. Let me know what you did in the chat. How many words you got or what you're working on editing, blah, blah, blah. I managed to do about 415 in sprint, so it's not too bad for a start. It's 30 minutes, so technically 30 minutes. I usually do more than that, but I'll take it. This is a short story, so that's a lot of words for a short story because it's only going to be 4,500 words, and I think I'm at about 14 or 1450 right now, so that's not too bad.
Oh, wait a minute. Stewie says something he copies and pastes into a new doc. See, I don't feel so bad now.
Yeah.
I copy and paste to a new document. That way, if I decide to remove something and later I decide I want to use it, I can retrieve it. I mean, that makes sense.
I literally have first drafts and second drafts and third drafts, but they're different. Like, I don't touch them. They stay how they are.
Yeah, it's too many. I already got too many versions. The Cagliostro, I did that. Like, I had so many versions of Cagliostro because it was around for quite a while, and things changed, and it did this and this, and it got revision and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I try not to do that now. Now I have more of a system that fits me, so I'm kind of like, when I first draft, usually it's what I want anyway. I don't really, it doesn't really change that much. When I'm writing my stories, it's pretty like, this is what I want. So then when I do the second draft, it's mostly like, let's check in and make sure you got no plot holes, girl. Though I try not to do that while I'm first drafting. Try not to have any holes with that because my outline should help me avoid that.
You said it perfectly because when my first draft, usually there's not that kind of a flaw.
Yeah,
like the
I used to know what I want.
So. I get that down. I get the all the main course out there. And I gotta add the meat, I gotta add the potatoes and the desserts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that said, I have a question because I just went over my first page. Is anybody else out there bad with tense.
I
Like
mean, there are people.
when I'm writing,
Pen slips, I know.
that's one thing that no matter how clean I write, I will slip my tenses in a heartbeat.
Everybody got their thing.
Oh, it drives me
Everybody got their thing.
crazy.
I'm not sure what my thing is. That's like what my first drafts exactly.
Oh,
Besides, like maybe some tag, like my doing my dialogue. Like I might possibly do outside the scope of what they say you should do for dialogue tags. Like you shouldn't say anything but he said and she said, like, or they said. Like, okay, but I'll do what I want. Like, so it says that type of situation. So that's probably what I struggle with the most with my first draft part. It's like the thing. I haven't slipped tenses before.
oh my
I
God!
could be unsure. Like before now, like I guess when I was writing Room Within, I still was in that stage where I was like, do I want this to be first person, or do I want this to be
See,
third person?
I always know what tense I wanted in.
Yeah, but it might
That's,
sound
that's
better. You know what
I
I'm saying?
listen. I literally in the same sentence slip tenses in the same sentence.
My
I
goodness.
Like,
know,
she
I know.
walked,
She slipped.
she walked, and she talks. Okay.
I know
Wow.
you.
Yes. In the
Everybody has
same
something,
sentence.
girl. Yes. Slip to ten slip. So it happens. It
My
happens. But
editor, my editor loves pouring
he be
blood on me.
like, listen, Aphrodite.
Huh?
He be like, listen, Aphrodite. I
Oh
gotta
no, he really did. He'd be like, so first, all I need, what tense is it supposed to be in?
what you trying to
That's
say?
how bad it is. Like you can't even tell where I'm making a mistake because I do it so much. You don't know
You like
which one I
he's
actually
like, is this
put in.
supposed to be which one? I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
Sailor Twice. I got 80 words to sprint, but I also fit my dogs and two happy puppies. That is also important. Next sprint, I'll
Hmm.
get more. 80 words or 80 words. Let me tell you right now.
Yep.
So DL said he's gonna jump out at about 9 hour time, so he'll be here for a little bit. We'll still have an hour left when he gets to that. He said, I didn't know you after that. I got you.
Okay.
Or
He said,
I'm here for it.
or I'm here for it,
Oh, okay. Look.
Look,
That's,
I shouldn't have plot holes with my outlines. Yeah, well, your first draft is your outlines. Like I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
you
I
his
don't even
outlines. My boy don't know what no outline
his
is.
outline is it
His
looks like
outline is the
you can read
story.
the outline and be good.
Our boy outline is the story.
Don't
You
try
gotta
that
worry about him
bullshit.
keeping you on the frame of your house, like he building your house. You gonna have
Mhm.
extra framing. You gonna you gonna have extra framing. You gonna be cold in the winter. Oh, DL doing it. Did my tense slip? I always outline in present tense, then write in past. Like
See, I don't do that to myself. I
you
really
funny,
be
bro.
good.
You funny. That is funny though. I like
Yeah,
it.
but literally, what he called again, I told him that is a synopsis, not an outline.
Mm.
But yeah, you couldn't read my outline and know what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can read. I didn't know what's going on, but you're not gonna know how it happened. Like you'll read my outline, and you'll be like,
Like
okay.
one bullet in my outline is they exchange pleasantries, and pleasantries is
What happened in
in
this
double
conversation?
quotes.
Pleasantries happen.
Mhm. Jean Luc steps in. That's part of the.
We
But
don't know
I
what
know
else
what
went
it
down.
is. I know what it is. So yeah, you read that and go, what the hell? What's
But
wrong
he said,
with
I'd
that?
rather have too much than not enough.
Very true.
True
I
enough, when you'll be
agree.
going back at him. You'll
I
be going back and
100%
at him.
agree with that.
Yeah, he's not wrong because everybody outline gonna look different. I bet you. Like if we like took a thing and did like a video and had like writers come on and show like their outlines, I bet you everybody's stuff
Oh
look
no,
crazy different.
I wanted to do a show on my channel where different people in Altitude, like the three of us, we
Mm-hmm.
got together and we write in Dahlia style for a day and see how
How's
this
his
is how
Did you
I
outline
do this,
survive?
size?
and this is how I do that, and this is how I do the other thing, and then
He
we
said
write
his
over
outline is size 943 words. So
what?
he said his the chapter I'm outlining now is 943 words.
Oh,
The
Not like
I'll
chapter.
just
I
write the
got
chapter.
factors that's not.
That's probably the actual chapter.
Oh my god! But yeah, I did want to do that writing in uh DL Tillery style, writing in Aphrodite style. and see how what people would say. And then at the end, we all talk about the madness that we put ourselves through.
Factor. I'm sure I got some crazy madness. I saw somebody in one of the writing groups had said like, should I post if I post my like I said story for if I post it, I don't know where they meant posting it, but if I post my story for people to critique and comment on, do you think someone would steal it? I'm like, first off,
Oh, Lord.
if you talk about posting on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any other social media, don't do that. Second of all,
You can post
okay,
excerpts.
you get
Yeah,
excerpts, but like
Yeah.
this
but
person's
people
talking about
always,
like
okay,
the thing. Like the thing. Like, don't
No.
do that, obviously. But some people might have to be told, I'm like, don't do that because then they can own it. Like,
first
don't
of
do
all,
that.
yeah, don't post stuff
Don't
on
do that.
Facebook
They
anyway.
already told you they own it
Ever
if you
thinking that
put it on
clause,
it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
anything you put on Facebook, they have
they
the
own the
rights
rights
to.
to it. So, like I was saying, I was just trying to tell them, like, don't post your stories on social medias unless you want that. I said, now you're trying to get people to critique and comment on your stuff, then you really need to take it seriously and get alpha readers. One or two is good for alpha readers. I'm not telling you how to do your setup, but I'm just telling you steps that people don't seem to understand is when they say, I don't do that. Well, I don't want people to read my stuff before it's published. I think someone's going to try to steal it. I'm like, don't understand that in traditional publishing, when that writer hands over that manuscript to that company and they accepted it, and they're going to have all kinds of people up in that. They're having all kinds of people reading it. They're having all kinds of people doing all kinds of stuff before the editors even edit that story. Like, there's all kinds of people reading it because they are doing what we as self-publishing authors are doing, but we have to do it ourselves because we don't have that team of the traditional company doing it for us. So I'm like, when you decide that you're not going to do those things, you're skipping the steps that take to make your book better before you put it out. This is why you get the self-publisher market having like all these things being said about it all the time. People who just don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and there's still a proper way to do it.
It's a
Do
proper way to
not
do
post,
things. You can do what you
do not
want,
post your story on
right?
Facebook.
Like you can
First
do
of
what you
all,
want. I was telling myself you should get
particularly,
alpha readers and beta readers. I'm not gonna mention
mhm,
anything about editing because that's all you like self-editing and then getting an editor and all that jazz. I'm not gonna mention that. But you should have alpha readers and you should have beta readers. I don't know if you want to be the person that gets sensitivity readers. I'm not the one. I don't need that. But some people do. So that you may want to do that because the traditional publishing companies do that as well because they're
mhm.
worrying about trends and things. But I'm like, you should do that. One dude was like, I don't let my wife read my stuff because I don't want anybody like seeing my stuff before I publish it.
Oh,
I'm like,
Lord.
sir, I'm telling you right now, that's not the best idea to just let your wife read your stuff and then you put it out. Like, I'm just telling you, like,
Right, because I mean, there's guarding yourself, and then there's shooting yourself in the foot.
you should know
Mm-hmm.
who you're sending your stuff to. You should know who's getting it. But let's just be honest, most people aren't going to take the effort to steal a story that's not even finished yet because they also don't know if it's going to sell. And people, if they
That's
want to
true.
steal from you, they want to steal from you to make money. They're not going to steal from something if it's already out. Then they'll probably steal it once you publish it.
Yeah,
That's when they steal it.
I've actually
happened to
seen that
me.
happen where they
That
will
That
happened to
take
me.
happened.
things from different
That
books and
happened
put
to
it
you. Then
together.
after somebody try to put your book up on
Someone took my whole book to
and
use
put it
to
up on a website.
advertise it on a website,
Right. So it
word for
happened to
word.
you. So they steal it once you put it out. That's when they get it. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
if then you go around somebody say, "Oh my God, this is an amazing idea. I'm going to steal it, and then I'm going to put it out." People worry like if they send it to the people that they know who are writers, or they're going to steal their work and all that jazz. Like,
But then on top of it all, really, is your idea really that original? Come on now.
Right.
I'm
not
not going to sit up here
original
and
enough.
pretend.
And what if the person they're not going to necessarily know to sniff it out if it's so amazing?
No,
Exactly.
you can't be that precious with your stuff. You just can't be.
Oh, you
Nope.
won't ever get it
The
out.
truth of the matter is, yeah, there are people out there who steal stuff, but your luck got to really be bad.
Yeah.
And at the same time, your shit got to be really like, wow, no one's ever thought of that.
I mean, the certain
So,
stuff people worry about is kind of funny. Now, I have my own
oh, I'm
thoughts
sorry.
on certain things, as Aphrodite knows this one already. I don't like fan fiction. I
I love
don't.
fan
I
fiction.
don't. I like the existence of fan fiction. I just don't want anyone to do fan fiction for my stuff.
I did fan fiction on my own stuff.
Well, that's
Wow.
different. But I
I
just
love
don't.
fan
I
fiction.
don't like the idea of it because, of course, we have evidence of that type of thing happening with big stories like Fifty Shades of Grey and
Mm-hmm.
Twilight. We have evidence that could occur. Granted, people won't do it as often, and it's kind of like a one in an odd chance type of thing. But in my opinion, I don't want someone to take my
But see,
entity
here you go
in my
though.
world and
You
change it.
don't want it. If you don't want it, for instance, when EL did
That
50
was
Shades of
crazy.
James, all what's her name? Jennifer had to do was say nope, and they would have had to squash it.
Oh, of course.
Stephanie, I mean, her name is Stephanie.
Stephanie, yeah, right.
Stephanie said, "I don't care,"
She didn't care.
and
But that's
that
cool. That's
see,
fine.
I would not have cared except
Well,
that
once it
shit
was
was
published,
awful. So I don't want you. I don't want that. No, I wouldn't have
I mean,
cared if
I
it would
just
have been
don't like
good.
it. But I'm not telling any other writers not to like it or allow it or people to not do what they're going to do. It's my
I can't
personal
wait to
feelings.
read.
You know
I
what I'm
can't
saying?
wait to read fan fiction of
I
like
know people like some people like that, but me personally, not really. I just don't like the idea because I'm very sensitive about writers and their work, all the stuff we have to do, and then what we do to put in to make a story.
Yeah.
It's
But
not like
see,
anybody can just write
there's
a
no.
story.
But see, I wouldn't want anybody to take the fan fiction and then go publish it and out
Well, I
that
mean,
that I would not be down with.
we don't really know if people what they're going to do with
Oh
that.
no, you can find your shit. If somebody's
I'm
fan
just
fiction,
very
they
sensitive
fan
about my
fiction there.
characters too. Like
If
I'm
they pull an E.L. James, that's altogether different. Like
yeah,
I don't know why Stephanie didn't say,
she just didn't care.
especially Stephanie being who she is. Like she's a Mormon.
Mm.
She, a lot of stuff that's going on in E.L. James' version of her story is against stuff that she even believes in.
Right.
Right, well, it would.
I would have had a problem. I would not have had a
It's
problem
against
with
stuff I
it.
believe in.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
she
wouldn't have had a
really let it go big time.
I
She
wouldn't
let
have had
it
a
go big
problem that it
time.
existed. I wouldn't have had a problem with it when it was on the Wattpad and all of that other stuff. I would not have had a problem with it.
Once
But
it
I
went
would have
into
had
the
a
other thing,
minimal
though,
problem with it being published. That's where I would have been like, nah, sis, we going to court.
Yeah.
yeah, because
And Stephanie would have won, hands down.
it's
She
just that I just don't care for. I mean, if someone wrote their own story to that point and they were just like basing it in my world, maybe. But I really, honestly, would not want a fanfic of like with Cagliostro and Allison and Duncan. I would not want fan
but
fiction
then you
of my
you're from the
character.
Anne Rice school of don't do my shit like that.
Yeah, just don't do my
Anne Rice,
stuff. Like I made those
will put a
characters.
cease and desist on anybody
Right.
that did
I'm
it.
sorry, but they made it. People get a little mad about that, and I honestly don't respect the fact that they think that they have a right to get upset with the creator of a thing,
Me
like
either. She don't
somehow
like
they
it.
call
They
it
were
abusing
respectful with it.
copyright or something, and it's kind of like, what
You
you
know
talking
who
about?
is you know who the king of all music, Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh
Weird Al
yeah, yeah,
Yankovic parodies other musicians.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's what Weird Al Yankovic does. He asks.
Well,
And
yeah,
if they
yeah.
say no, he
No,
doesn't do it.
Right.
right,
And that's my thing. And Rice said no,
right,
and then you don't do it. What's her name
right.
said I don't care,
Then
then
you
she
go
doesn't
ahead,
care.
right.
Right. So you gotta respect the original author on
You
that stuff.
should. But I think a lot of people just don't like. They feel like, oh, well, it's like I don't mind. Like, okay, people they're fans of it. I've been fans of lots of things my entire life, books, movies. I have never taken someone's characters and made my own version of it and put it out for people to read. You know what I mean? Like that's just not my thing. That's not how I show that I like their stuff. I enjoy
Right.
their stuff and wait for their next things to come out. It's just like it's in me because I'm a writer. I think I just like I don't I don't like the idea of taking out. If they gave me some great ideas in my head and I was like, oh, I came up with these character stories, then it's like these people inspired me to write these characters and stuff like that. But I don't really like the idea of fan fiction that's like people putting out like, oh, I'm writing this thing. So but did you
So
publish
I
it?
can't
No.
share I can't share my sexy time thing with me and Duncan when I showed up in the world on Uptown
You can
Fair
send
by
it to me.
mistake.
I'll read it. You can send it to me. I'll read it. You already heard making stories anyway. You sent that letter to me. Like you about to go kidnap Duncan. All kinds of stuff about to go down. I don't even know. I don't even know.
And Kali also
Wait a
was
second now.
She trying to get Duncan. Everybody. She about to have reverse harem. I don't know what's going on.
mm,
But yeah, I mean, it's just a sore subject for me because I think writers get a lot of disrespect
I do.
As
I
far
don't
as
do
their
it.
creativity and people kind of like, it's not a joke to write a book. It's not a joke to create a story. Like, you can come at me with whatever you want, but the fact of the matter is, these people made these stories. Don't act like writing a story and making a world and stuff is
It's
some kind of
easy.
something to sneeze at.
Oh no,
Yeah.
word
Because it's
urban
not.
ain't no joke.
So the fact that you think you can just do whatever you want with other people's creative properties and they shouldn't get upset that you did it. Like, if they tell you no, then you should just be like, okay, you got it. And then that's it. But no, people be like, oh, what? How dare they? They think they're so amazing that they don't get to tell me what to do with their stuff. Like, people are very weird.
I stopped worrying about those that kind of opinion a long time ago. I'm
I don't
old.
worry about them, but listen,
I don't have
cease
that
and
kind of
desist will
patience.
occur. I'm just
If
telling
somebody, if
people.
I wrote, if I, because I love fan fiction, I'm gonna say it again, and I write all kinds of fan fiction. Girl, I
Girl,
got
I know
a
you told me
thing,
all
me
your
and Speed Racer, we be having a ball, okay?
stories. You fine.
So, but if someone said don't do it,
All right.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
And you
but
know what I mean? Like that's the part that I don't understand when people who would get indignant about that, they have other problems. I'm
I
like,
mean, that's
don't
like
do
a
it.
thing. I'm not sure how much fan fiction writers would be upset about it. I only seen a few people in some instances that were like that, but I think that might be more. I don't know. It might be another market that acts that way. I just hope nobody would act that way to any writer, no matter how small or big they are. If they
Mhm.
ask them to cease and desist on writing with their characters, and you can use my world.
And
Now,
you don't have no choice
to
but
be
to see them
opposed to
stuff, but
people
that's
wanting
good.
to, use my world, like, because Cagliostro is a world and its own universe. Now, if they wanted to make some like people in that world and they were doing a fanfic over there with that, I probably wouldn't be too upset. At least they thought of their own characters to put in the
Right.
world.
But just put them in your
But
house.
right in my house,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah. Oh my God. I
but if
would.
you take
Oh
Duncan
my God.
or
I would.
Cagliostro, Allison, and you change who I made them, I'm going to have a problem with that. You will cease and desist.
Oh no. Yeah. I don't blame you on that.
Because I will be bringing out books with them, and I
Oh.
don't want you writing little whatever the heck you doing
Now
over
you
there
got
with
me
that.
wanting to do a Halstead prep fan fit. I didn't
Oh
even think about
Lord,
that.
look at
All
you.
together new students.
Oh my God, I don't know about the
Yes,
school
girl.
system in the college household where everybody's too worried about all
Oh,
the nonsense and stuff. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna start our next sprint. We're gonna do a 25 this time, and see what we get done. I don't know who's going to be writing. I think Sailor Twilight said that they're writing with me. Um, Let me see. I don't know if SD might be writing again tonight. SD was last night. DL's gonna be writing for a little bit with us with his crazy outlines
Hmm.
of
His
Fury.
chapter outlines.
His chapter outlines that are the chapter. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and jump on 25 and come back at 8:30
Okay. Looks
and
good.
see where we'll be at. So I will mute out, put the banner up here so everyone knows what time to come back. Let me edit it since it's on 30 right now. Da, 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 da. Let's see, 30. Back at 8:30. All right. And I will see you all very soon.
Okay.
All righty. It's time. We're back. Take this banner away.
Oh my goodness. I am just annoying my damn self. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
But I'm having so much fun with this story. I kid you not.
That's good. That's good when you edit. I saw your crazy talking about you like editing right now. Like, what you wrong
Mm.
with you?
That's
You
because I couldn't think of the actual word. It was revising, not editing.
okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know who you are no more. I don't know.
Right? I'm sorry. I can't scare nobody.
You gotta calm down. Tell me you like some
That's
editing.
just a
But
full letter word that will
I'm like
never
I don't know if we could be friends if you like an editing. I don't know. Stop.
I ain't mean to cuss at nobody. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Dolly's like, what happened? Well, we're gonna need the 411 on this one. What's going on?
No,
Had a
my
few people pop in while we were sprinting. Adrian's back. Adrian.
y'all, I love Adrian so much. If
Adrian.
y'all do not watch his podcast, y'all are missing something.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few actually.
Watch and listen because he has like the two-parter.
Yeah. Yeah, they make animations for the Sunday double helping the live stream Sunday. Oh yeah, the animations man he does. Yes.
And
You're welcome,
I don't get
Adrian.
I don't get any alarms or alerts for anybody anymore. And my brain doesn't work in that way that goes, oh yeah, it's 1 o'clock. Go watch the Adrian show, so it annoys
Like YouTube is
me.
just
YouTube
fails
really needs
You
for
to
got to hit the bell like twice or something on that thing because you can't just hit it once. It has to be not personalized notifications. It has to be, you have to hit it twice or
yeah.
something.
And I think a lot of people don't necessarily hit it twice, so nobody's getting my bell ringing.
but
Exactly.
it is absolutely annoying though.
It
Because
is annoying because
Yeah,
they changed it.
right. Because I thought it was just the little people. It's happening to the big people. I'm
Yep.
noticing on people who have million subscribers who have to ask their subscribers, please do blah 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 because YouTube isn't notifying.
yeah, they're not telling nobody.
That is
They're not telling
ridiculous.
nobody.
It is definitely across the board and it's just ridiculous. It don't hurt the bigger people like it hurts us.
Yeah, because they gotta have people coming in and YouTube like shouting out that they exist. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
They're gonna get paid.
Uh,
But we're not even getting hurt. We ain't even in no place to get paid.
you didn't
But
hear our names on the wind.
we're not
Nothing.
even getting seen and heard, and it's not right.
Right though.
And
Nick in the
what
picture
I mean by
here.
that is, it's not right when people are subscribed to you, they
Yeah.
following
They
you,
don't
they
even
got the
get anything.
notifications on, but they're not even getting them.
Yep.
I know, like it's really frustrating. Like people don't know you're doing anything. Vixen's gonna be here for a minute working with us. Yay. Nobody likes editing. I know, but there's some people. There's some weird people out here. Adrian, I'm telling you.
There are weird people. My one film friend, and she's like, I don't like editing in any form, okay? And she's actually a film editor,
Yeah.
and she's like, well, Aphrodite, are you in your editing phase? I'm like, yeah. And she's
No.
like, me too. I'm so excited. I'm like, girl. She's like, it's like putting
Be
together
like,
a puzzle. I'm like, see,
I
now I know what it is. I hate puzzles.
be like, I have to check and be like, girl, you an alien?
Huh.
Let me stop.
I told her, I said, I'm gonna send everything to you to be edited.
Right then, it's like she be like, yay, yeah,
No, Lord.
yay, editing. Be
I,
like,
I really don't like.
okay,
I
I know
don't
I'm
know
getting
what
you for
it is.
your birthday.
Because but the
Editing.
sad part is on the other end, like if someone was asking me to help them do theirs, that don't bother me.
Right, we got it your own, so it's like, no.
It
No.
don't bother me. And like I still don't like it, but I'm still pretty decent.
How did you both do with writing? Did you get anything done? DL got 165 words. Did he got strike by videos?
Yeah,
Bad
not the
DL.
first. I
Bad.
got the whole first. This the part that I had to revise in the
Mhm.
first scene. I did it. I got it all done,
That's good.
and I have because it wasn't like it was a lot to do, but it was important. Like one of them just come down to getting a sentence in there
Mm.
because I had this character who I found out later on when I'm writing him that he's good at like tanning and doing leather work and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And he had made a corset for Genesis. I'm like, when did he have time to do all that?
Let me figure out this time
I'm
scale.
standing up in the room trying to dress her with
When did he
some
get
shit
time
he
for that?
made. When did he do this?
Very clever to make a corset that
I
goes
had to
on.
go back and
I
now
think
make
they're
it.
not that easy.
Yeah, make it where like he disappeared, and matter of fact, the other character brings it up like
Where
well,
were you?
where is he? Like off doing whatever it is he
You've been
does when
missing for
nobody
like
looks
2
at
nights
him.
straight. What were you
I'm working
doing?
on a corset.
I heard some ouches going
He
on
was
for your
working on
end.
a lot of stuff. He crafted some stuff. They ready. They going into battle.
Still, Twilight got 129 words editing. Edit some too. Coming along. Good job.
Yeah, so it was just a matter of adding in the sentences to make the
We
rest
we
of it.
making Adrian blush. She's like, y'all love me.
Oh
Stop.
no, Adrian, no
You
joke.
better enjoy it. This is the internet.
100% adore you.
That was
You're
funny.
not good at interviewing. Like I want to go. I want to say, hey, interview me. At the same time, I know I'll be terrified.
You so funny, dude. Speaking of interviews, I have an author interview that's coming up on Sunday that was pre-recorded, so it's a premiere with
Oh, that's
SD
good.
Houston's channel. So, once I get the link, I will share it with everyone. That was a fun one to do. I got asked all kinds of questions. I was ready though. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah,
always ready.
SD good.
Always ready.
She's a good interviewer.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I shared some stuff and all that jazz. Dio said he doesn't get notifications either. Like,
I
so you
know.
know,
That's what I'm just saying. It's
so
a
yeah, I don't get
definitely
it.
across the board.
He said that's Adrian said that's why I schedule my lives way in advance because reminders work way better than notifications.
They do.
Factor,
That
Yeah,
definitely
factor.
is
that is
true.
true.
You have to you gotta tell everybody because like you can't depend on YouTube to tell anyone anything.
They don't
Yeah,
care.
they are trash for notifications, fixing up.
And
Yep,
that
look,
was
figure
one of
out
the things
to
that they did
remind me of every
well.
episode you
I
do.
don't know why they're screwing it up. That was one thing that YouTube did well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adrian
Yeah.
said, look through my playlist and click remind me on every episode you don't want to miss. Yeah, really though, right?
I don't. I gotta go look. I don't know how to do
Yeah,
that.
you gotta do the reminders. Like, because when you put your lives up, they do have where you go on. If you click on the person's video, like before it
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
live,
I know that.
you
So
press
that's
Remind me.
what I'm
reminder.
saying.
Set a
That will
reminder.
actually send you a notice if you do that.
Yep.
Because ringing the bell on their channel is supposed
Won't
to
do
do that,
anything.
but it does not do that.
Okay, I know about the reminders, but I didn't know that.
That
Oh,
he's
so
right
you
though.
have a lot set up already. I
That's
didn't know you could do that.
that's worked for me. Like when I did Barrett's when he would do his lives, I would go and press reminder when it would tell me that
Hmm.
was going on, and then that would actually remind me. But whenever I've had the bell rung on like everybody's channel that I subscribe to, it doesn't tell me anything.
I tell people all the time, like I don't have any of my social media connected to my phone. So if I'm not on the computer, I'm not getting any indication. So don't assume that I even know. I miss so much stuff, and it drives me crazy
These are
because I can't keep track of other people's stuff. Drives me absolutely crazy. But
It's a
I
lot.
had to ask y'all a question. Now, do y'all share your works, like your work in progress, with family and friends
No.
while you're doing it?
No.
um, I I kind of bounce ideas off of my older brother because he's a gamer like me, and he
Hmm.
also writes on the side because he likes to write. And so I bounce ideas off him. Like he helps me come up with like a lot of things. Like if I say like something I think of, I'll talk to him about it, and all of a sudden I'll
Mhm.
come up with stuff. So
Hmm.
he's like my idea
That's
bounce
your
off
alpha.
guy. And my mom, she'll want to read my stuff. Like if she know I'm writing something, she's like, I want to read it. I want to read it. And I
Mhm.
was like, you sure you want to read my erotica? She was like, yeah. I'm like, that's weird. And she was like, I still want to read it. I'm like, yeah, I know you had children and stuff, and you know all the things, but there's some things that you don't like. Because I mentioned some things before in the past, mom, and you was like, what happened with what? So I don't know if you're ready for that. But if you want to read it,
That would
then
be
go
my
ahead.
time.
It's
I
a
didn't.
learning experience.
But
She
yeah, so
didn't
she said
know.
she'd read it. So yeah, I do.
My mom didn't know a lot of position stuff,
Yeah,
and
my mom probably don't either, but
I was telling
she
her
she
something. I can't say it on camera, and then she goes, "Oh, that's disgusting," because then that means this. I'm like, "Bruh, have you not had sex?"
apparently only
That's
basic
what
station
it
areas.
means. And then I had to explain it to her. She was like, "Really?" I'm like, "You please tell me that you are not telling me that you've never done this." And she just looked at me. I'm
I'm
like,
surprised
wow.
what our moms haven't done.
But wait, but I hadn't done it either. But I was also a teenager. I hadn't done
Oh,
anything.
yeah,
I still
that's
knew
it.
about it.
Yeah, well, see, moms don't. Sometimes they'd be like, "Ew," so some things, and you'd be like, "Huh?" You know, I've done that with my mom, and so she'd be like,
Oh my goodness, that just
"What?"
blew me away. But the reason why I asked because I stopped doing it because people just been hurting my feelings because I'll ask, hey, I'm writing this story and or read this new story and none of my friends and family read my stuff.
Right?
And
But some people
so,
just don't read a
but
lot.
yeah, but your friends and family should at least support you some kind of way. I
This
don't
is fact. Like I'm like,
think they
listen,
just don't.
if they
They
didn't live
don't.
here, I'd be like, I know you bought a copy, right? Because if you didn't, what?
I get
Like,
I people. There are strangers who read my stuff and my family has not.
yeah, it's always like a little
But
shocking. Well, everybody has those people. Like my little brother doesn't read any of my stuff or buy any of my stuff. Like we live in the same house, but like he don't. So it's always
but
somebody.
you
Like
do have
somebody.
somebody that does though at least.
Oh, I would drop kick them if they. There's gonna be
But
a fight up in here.
that's it.
Like don't play with me.
My kids took me out on a date for Mother's Day.
Yeah, cute.
Not on Mother's Day because we ain't want to be around humans,
He was
but for
wilding out.
Mother's Day. And I'm just so excited about the story. So I said, you guys, I'm sorry, y'all just got here. And I'm telling them
Oh,
the story and
yeah,
they loved it. I never get that. Like they loved it. And then Dahlia, I couldn't wait to talk to you because my daughter was like, I love the Nance brothers. I like that name.
she's like, guess who came up with
Oh, yeah,
that?
that's she getting credit for that. That wasn't coming from me.
We
I
gotta
said,
be surrounded by our writer friends. And sometimes we just say something, and then there you go. Like we get
Yep.
help, man. We get help. We get help. The support. We get the support.
yeah, it was 150,000% hard for me forever until I started being on altitude. No joke.
Yeah,
I
and
I felt
all the
really
years we knew each other,
so
we didn't talk about
confident.
writing. Remember, like all
I
those years we knew each other, we
know.
didn't know that we each other like did the same stuff.
But I gotten to the point where I was so tired of saying, "Hey, I'm a writer. Hey, I'm a
Right
filmmaker,"
though,
and people going,
girl,
"Yeah,
if I had
whatever."
known then, it would have been on. It
Whatever.
went
Your
right
mom is
on.
the one who told me because I was like, Lynette, I'm working on this new book, and she goes, Lynette writes. I'm like, sure. Like,
She
I
does.
just got to like, I was so jaded. Like,
Mm.
I was so tired of being hurt all the time because I
See,
had
now I was
no
missing out on
one
all
to
them
talk
stories. I could have
to.
read all of them. I had to like bombard myself with all the things at one
Oh my
time.
God, yeah, you don't have no idea. Like me and Danny used to hang out. I was gonna say when she was a kid, because she was a kid. Me and Danny would hang out, and all we talked about was men. All we talked about was, oh my God, did you see Guy?
Oh
Oh my
my
God,
god,
did
right?
you
Oh
see
my god,
her?
see his
And
butt in those
and,
pants.
and had no idea. We had no idea that we were interested in the same stuff
Yeah,
Ah.
not just the
outside of
same type of
her,
men.
outside of
Yeah.
the pretty boys.
We had like everything else in common. Like everything we did, we like, you
Yep,
know.
from writing, singing, um, performing,
Yeah,
everything. Like you give me a
everything.
microphone, it's on.
Yeah, it's over.
I
We'll be hitting each other on the hip, like move, move, move.
don't have
Like
no shame to my game. I don't care.
no shame. I'll just be like, but no one wants to ride with me because if you ride with me in a vehicle,
Mm,
it's over.
You
I
got to hear
know
all the
all the
songs.
songs on the radio. Like everyone come on, I know it. No matter what station you turn, you think you're gonna get away, you not. You flip to 101.1 or 106.3, 98 Rock is over. Like I know
yep.
every song. Like it's not gonna matter. No matter what years from me, you like,
They
oh
used to
she
call me
know this
Mix
70 to
106.
80 from. I know all of them. I'm karaoke ready.
Yeah, they used to call. They
All
used to
Karaoke
tease
time.
ready.
me and call me Mix 106 because it just wasn't a song I ain't know.
Right
Now I
though?
can
I
brag
know.
about that now. I stopped knowing songs after the '80s,
Yeah, same here.
but
Oh,
yeah. So, but my kids now, what we'll like if I go, as you guys know, I don't see very well, so I can't go places alone. So
yeah.
if my friends, they'll like if they go with me to the market to go grocery shopping or whatever, they're always embarrassed. Like they walk away from me because I'm sorry, if a good song come on in the store,
I'm saying.
I'm singing and dancing the song. I am that person that they film at Walmart all the time.
What's the problem? I'll
Like,
be shimmying with the cart right down the
but
aisles
the
when I
cool
come.
thing is, if my kids go with me for things, They're so used to me
They be
that
like,
they end up being fly girls. Okay, like
Oh Lord.
singing, and we in the
whole
aisle,
family
and
be
they
like
can
backup
sing.
singers and shit.
Like Mama can carry a tune, but they can sing. Okay, so we in the aisles and we
In the
are in
shop, right?
the mode. Hold on to your love, and they just go right into the mode.
The
And
backup singers
now,
start,
and now
they like do a little spin or something while they walking.
my granddaughter Persephone, she's
She's so
only
cute though.
one,
I can't
and
with her.
now she's like, if you say any line to a song that she loves, it's over. She is just singing. She got that rough, heavy voice. Fortunately, she didn't get her grandmother's Mickey Mouse voice. She had a real voice.
Obviously.
So she's
I
like,
was telling Sheeto yesterday, I was like, guess what? Aphrodite tried to mess with me one time. She was laughing at my sneeze because she said my sneeze sound like a little girl. See, that's you. I said, and I come back and I'm like, look, listen, nobody call my house and think they need to speak to my parents, though.
oh, see, that wasn't right though. That wasn't
He was laughing. He was like, I was like, yeah,
right.
she got that little girl voice. It's cute, though.
Well, somebody
About
did.
how
When
old she
somebody
is.
asked me, said, "Can I talk
It's
to
your
you?"
bird.
I said, "She's dead. If you're going to do a séance, you can talk to her."
She just took us to the next level right away. She didn't
I
wait.
just
We
heard
were like, what?
that thing. Like, don't be putting me down.
It's not down. It's
I
just
think,
cute.
I
Like,
think my voice is heavier now because I don't feel good. So I'm kind of like proud of that.
she's
But
like, oh, I sound like an adult now.
my granddaughter sounds like a old woman,
She got a deep voice.
and she's like, no, no, no. I can't even do it. She's like, we don't talk about Bruno. That's all you gotta say. And she's like, no, no, no. And then whatever language she speaks, because it ain't English.
Yeah, kids. So my daughter walking around here. I'm like, what language are you speaking today? Are we doing German? What are we doing today? Spanish? I know Japanese is your second language, but what are we
No,
doing?
they
No.
all
Don't
know
copy me,
German.
girl. We're trying to learn Korean now.
See,
So I
I
just put
don't know
Korean Japanese in
German.
her schoolwork.
I don't know German, but they all know German. But
I know a little bit of German. I like German. It's easy
they
though.
they speak Japanese and they talk about me behind my back.
Oh, when you know another language, you talk about people. You just
No, I
talk behind
started looking up shit. I was so mad. I
stuff.
started
I look
like,
up stuff.
let me figure out what this
You
word
gotta
is.
be right. Just look up all the bad stuff because that's what they'll
Some
say.
of that stuff is like I don't remember what the word is, but it's like bratty little kid, and that's what my name in the phone is for them. Bratty little kid.
Oh, they so mean.
No, that's jacked up. Like I be wanting to kill them. Like, how is this my name? What does this mean? Oh, and my son would be like, nothing. It's loving mother. I'm like, oh,
You
okay.
know that it's not.
As
You
soon as
know
he
that
says
it's not.
it,
If he said that, it actually would not be.
mm-hmm.
You know, you have to go look it up because you know he was lying.
And then
Oh,
I'm like,
DL
bratty.
said to
It's
you,
no true translation, but it basically broke down to bratty little kid.
Mm.
That.
well, let me tell DL said, he said, I've been aiming to attend another film meeting, but been too busy. He talking about to you after that.
Oh yeah, that's tonight. I'm missing it right now because I need to write.
Yeah, I
Mm.
feel that.
But
We ready to
definitely come to the next one. We got a new wave going on.
Yeah, we're gonna do a 30-minute on the next front too. DL said I share mine with my wife some, his writing, and I've been sharing my memoir with some of the band members and close friends of the band. I have some people to let it read. Adrian said my sister is my
Okay.
editor, but otherwise no.
Uh,
My parents don't read, and if they did, they'd hate the content in my stories. Friends say they want to read, but they never do. You know how that goes.
Exactly.
You know how that goes. Like they said, I have a couple family members that I run through the plots with, but not with most of them. They don't
Mm.
get the genres, etc.
Yeah, I could see that.
You
But
know,
that I can understand. I literally
like
have
reasonings behind it, like that can be
who are
understandable.
readers and still won't read my stuff. That's telling me like you just purposely choosing not to fuck with me. That's
Right.
fine because don't say nothing to me when I'm over at Oprah House drinking some tea and we talking about the movie get ready to come out. That's all I'm asking.
Right.
Right.
Everybody be trying to talk to you then. I'm just telling you.
Ignore me then as well.
See? Yeah, remember me. Just all you want to do is remember me. I'm just telling you. We won't be talking.
I
Everything
have
in
a
chat.
very, very, very long memory.
I know. I'm like, I don't forget off, man. Vixen
Mm-mm.
says some of the stories are ones I used to tell my kids, and that's the middle grade stuff.
Mhm.
They are all supportive though, so I'll take the support.
I know that's right.
At
I
least
just
somebody's
this time
supporting,
my
you know
kids
what
are
I'm
just staring at me like, and it could also be like how much I'm just so enjoying this story too, because they were like, Okay, wow. They were really into it. That warmed my
Yeah, I
heart.
think sometimes it's like your energy towards the story when you're telling people, like it could get them interested in it.
True.
And it's kind of like when
You
I
got to
did that
sell it.
read, you do have to sell it. When I did that
Hmm.
read through of like part of When the Night Cries, when I was on Barrett's show, and
Hmm.
the way I read it, I think grabbed people because I jumped into each part of it that was happening with the characters and stuff. So I think that really grips people, and they're kind of like, okay, well, I'm interested in this now because you're kind of like you're really into it type of situation. But it's like if you got people, unfortunately, that's like that people let's say, and they're jealous of any kind of success you could
And
have or
what
occur,
it is.
they won't even want to be involved in anything that you're doing because they don't really wish you well. Because if people are kind of like that in some cases, like they don't want you to succeed in what you dream of,
Because they're
because
not doing anything
right, they're
themselves.
not doing their things themselves, right? So
I
it's kind
would
of
say,
like a you know
sorry, go ahead.
no, it's just that's all I'm saying. It's kind of people act like that and do that, but they won't admit it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because I went through something similar to that when I did the book signing,
Mm,
and Danny, you were there.
yeah,
None of my friends were there.
right.
Mm.
That's shameful.
Yeah, but so
It
but
ain't like they not local. I'm just
and
saying.
so when they found out that I actually got published and this was happening and the book was already selling out and all this kind of stuff, then they wanted to come and lay up at the hotel with me and blah blah blah. I'm like, this is the
Hang out.
same. You do know this is the same story that I have been trying to tell you about. And
Right.
so one of my friends who shall be nameless, she didn't show up because I told her no.
Yeah.
Like flat out, you got to be kidding me. Plus, she wanted to stay in my hotel room with me with her
Sorry.
boyfriend. Which hello goodbye no. Get your own hotel
Yeah.
Yeah.
room.
Some people got some
Right.
nerves. All
Get your
kinds of
own
nerves.
hotel room, but didn't offer to pay any of the hotel or nothing like that.
Of course not, because you're a star now.
You
And
got a
so I'm
movie.
like,
Got a
and
movie.
I
You
said,
like
it's
what are
people,
you gotta reach
it's
out in your purse to pay
mm,
for everybody?
Uh huh.
literally people were showing up from other states to
Oh
come,
Lord.
and then and so you know what? I could come and I could do blah blah. I said, no, Danny got that. Oh
Then they
well,
all get mad when you
oh,
reach
you
a million.
need me to do,
Danny.
girl, they really didn't like you. And they, oh, you need me to do blah blah blah. I said, nope, Nisi got that. I'm good.
Yep. That's
So
like
so didn't come. My sisters, not
I
one
don't
of
need
my
you
sisters,
to show
not
up
one.
when you think you're gonna get something out of the
Mm-hmm.
situation
Right.
because I don't think other people understand being a friend. Like if you can, then you do. It's not like I expect you to be able to do all the time or anything like that, or to do anything. But the fact of the matter, if you know what's going on with me, like where are you?
Hmm.
Ever, like ever at all. And I've been quite adamant about that type of support that I've given others because I don't have to be like your closest friend to support you, not even in the
Right.
least. And plenty of people have been in my life and in and out of my life, and I've supported people. Usually, if someone's doing something and I see that they're doing something, I'll support them whichever way I can.
Right.
So when I give that support, and over the years it has happened, I have gotten that support in return from said people, and it's kind of like you get
But
tired
it's
of it.
heartbreaking though. Like people, I'm not even being like extra. It really
You're
is
not trying to be
heartbreaking
funny. You're not trying to be funny, and it's kind of
because it's
like
like I
you
don't
would
get it.
have
Like I
asked,
do anything I can for people. I've
right?
never not been that person. I am not a perfect person. I'm not. I don't do everything right by any stretch of the meaning.
What you
But
do,
if I can help, I do. There's
right?
not one
Whatever that
person
is.
who has come in contact with me who could say less than that.
Yeah,
Not
it's
one. I'm
it's kind
very
of
proud of that, but I do
it's very
not get it
discerning,
back.
and it can be upsetting in the background because and it's upsetting in a different kind of way,
Hmm.
and it's kind of like I moved on from my like doing dance professionally because it was just very toxic in the dance community. Not all the people that's in little cliques and stuff, they'll say otherwise, like, oh, it's so blah blah blah,
Yeah,
but
because you're in the
no,
clique though.
you're in the clique though, so that's why it's blah 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 to you. But no, I after 20 years of being in the industry professionally, and usually you retire anyway when you get in your 30s as a dancer. Most do, but it was kind of like I got tired of it. So when I came to the writing community, it was like not as toxic. So I was a little like surprised about it or whatever
I
like
was
that.
too. I was
So
pleasantly
people were
surprised.
trying to like support each other, and I was a little
Hmm.
weary. of it because I didn't trust it because of coming
Right.
from like my
Because of your
background. I
past
came from the other
experiences.
performing arts and stuff like that. I just didn't get that really. I had to really drag and trudge and try to get people to do anything because of whatever. And a lot of it comes from people's jealousies or whatever. And of course, you're going to get that in the writing community as
You
well.
can get it
Because if you do
anywhere, but
well, the
it
people
isn't
will
like
come for you.
I
You know that.
honestly, I said this before. I really feel like it. Now, I'm not saying I would have died, but I
Mm,
really feel like this community saved my life
mm,
because I did not know that I would find people who actually were truly supportive.
right,
You know, we
right,
didn't have to be doing the exact same thing.
right.
We all had that common denominator of writing. And no
Right.
matter what you're doing, what you're writing, writing is something is a lonely thing.
Jimmy, yes,
It's
very much.
hard and it's lonely. No matter how much you love it,
Mm,
it
go
has
back.
that. So having the community
Yeah.
really meant something to me. Now I was straight up leery, absolutely jaded when I got in here. I
Yeah.
was hoping that I would find some, kinship, but I did not bank on it actually happening
Yeah,
because too
yeah,
many times before I had been let down.
yeah.
And that didn't happen in this community. Yeah, there's a couple bad apples, but there are bad apples no matter where the hell you go.
But at least you can find you can still have some people that's
Right.
in your corner, and it seems definitely that way in the writing community. Of course, we all going to have situations happen, and we're going to have people that didn't do us right, you know.
Right.
But like if we still have those other people that's there, because it's bad when you don't have anybody in that community. And
That's
it's like just
exactly
poison
true.
all around. That's the bad
Mm.
thing. So that's why I was like, I had to stay away from the dance community, and I'm only doing it like for fun and do it online and stuff now because I got tired of it and being like dragged down with the negativity that was there. So I won't allow it to happen
The
in
whole
writing.
basis of the
I
negativity
not.
had to do with jealousy, which is absolutely ridiculous because just like in writing, just like in dance, just like in movies, just like whatever, when it's creativity, there's enough room for everybody. It's
Yeah,
not like
why
there's
everybody
only
act like
10
they got
slots.
like
Yep.
there's no
Like,
space
oh,
or something.
there's only 10 slots and we have to fight for those. Then I can see people acting ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it
It's
isn't. There
uncountable
could be one
space.
book and there could be a million books.
That's
Right.
right.
Like
It's
And there
everybody's
are a
getting
million
upset.
books.
I actually never gotten upset about anyone bringing their book out and doing well. That's so weird when people get upset.
right.
They try to find out like what did they do wrong that they got their things to sell or did this and then that. And like even if you feel a certain kind of way about anybody that's on author two and you like, oh, I think that they're sure and stuff like why you care though? Like
And
who
see,
Because
because
because they're
no.
not doing anything themselves. I think that's a whole
Right.
that's a mirror reflection. If
It
that
I'm
is.
looking at Aphrodite and be like, oh, she thinks she doing this with her book signing party.
Right.
That's a reflection on me that
Exactly.
I'm not doing what
and
I
that's
want to
what's
do. I'm
sad because
unhappy in my life. You know, that's the
mhm,
whole thing. People unhappy, so they throw it out
it
and put
took
it on other
years to
people.
get to the point where I had people coming and buying my book. I didn't just wake up and get to that point. And so, and what you mad about? Because I absolutely included you,
Because
Right.
they don't want to
but
do
you
the
didn't want to
work.
be included.
They don't want.
Right.
They
Like,
just want to be like I've come across with people. They want to just like take in the aftermath.
Yep.
I always use the example like if you ever watched the Conan movie
What
back
a
in the
little
day
red hen.
yeah, with Arnold
little red pen,
Schwarzenegger
what
and
did
that
I
little
see? Tell you
dude.
something? Yes.
That little dude come up after he killed the big thing, and he was like, it's like dun 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 dun. He came back and he stuck him, and he was already
Uh-huh.
dead. And we were all looking at him like, my boy, he been dead for like an hour. Like,
Hmm.
so you just want a piece of
That was
pie, but
funny.
you didn't want none of the work. Like
Exactly.
that's that thing, and then, like it really sucks, but that's how
Yeah, because I had
a
another
lot of
friend who
people
did the same thing. Like I did some advertising for the book, and he saw that it was working, and then he started saying, "Hey, you should do this, and I can help you with that." I'm saying, "Help me with doing what I'm already doing."
So
Just
I
so you
can get
get
in
the
on this.
credit, so he can say that if it wasn't for me, this wouldn't have happened. Like,
it's
no,
so
no,
terrible.
no, motherfucker, I saw you coming. It don't work like that.
Mm.
But yeah, but
No,
it hurts. It really does hurt. It really. So they made my day when they were into the story and actually asking questions.
yeah.
Like
It's
it was just, it just made my day.
it's always good to be. Also, I like I sometimes like I may keep to myself a little bit but it's not really that. It's just I don't like any drama. That's not my
Right.
gig. I don't like
Nope.
that. So I'm very picky about the people that I allow in my circle, and circle is loose, but like the
My
people that,
oval.
yeah, my oval, like I just, it really depends. I'm very picky because I don't want any drama coming in, because I've dealt with that. I had to very, like, scope out people, but in my other communities, about the negative people, and I really avoid drama. I don't like it. It's not my thing. I'm very laid
It's
back, but
exhausting.
I'm direct.
Right.
So
I never had drama though. I just had people literally like either they were turning their backs on me, which I accept that. If you don't want to be bothered, you don't be bothered. But
right,
people who would be like negative towards me, like I've had friends who would be like, "Oh, you and your imagination. When are you
Trying to
gonna
tear
grow?
you
When are
down.
you gonna grow up? I love you though, boo. Nah, but you can kind of don't."
yeah, but don't
And
throw out that
that's what you
fake
say.
love. I don't nobody need none of that. You ever
Oh,
heard BTS song "Fake Love"? I'm telling you, nobody need none of that.
what's this? What did Adrian say? What's this? My entire what?
He said my entire platform is based around supporting other author tubers. Every time I see author tube drama on the rant page, I shake my head. Yup, with you there. There's enough BS out there. Let's be a source of positivity and support.
But I
Very
see
true,
one
Adrian.
thing. One thing with that I noticed with author tubers, that
Yes.
these some talented people. Like
Fact.
wow, like I was blown
Fact.
away by this community's talent level.
Right?
Like,
It's like it's a
woo,
so much. It's so much, which is great to
And it's
see.
a
It's
lot
great
of
to see.
variety too.
A
yes,
lot of variety.
and that makes me the happiest because
I would love to do a project where we all take, like, I guess one of the tales that's been around for longest time type situations, and then
uh,
we all write a retelling of it and see all the different
Right.
ways that everyone would retell it and
you
how
should do
everyone's writing
that. You
styles.
should
That'd be
make
really cool.
you put that making a show on your channel.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to do.
Because I would definitely participate. You throw up, hey, we're gonna do a retelling of Robin Hood and whatever genre you want, however you tell it, and we're gonna share it.
Yeah,
You got 2 months, write it and come back. That would be amazing.
yeah. Or maybe I should take it even next level and do an anthology. Like the same story retold. That'd be
Yeah.
crazy. I haven't
Oh
seen one of
wow. I
those.
like that.
I haven't seen one of those, like an anthology where there's like the
Oh,
same story but not the same story. Like
Right. It's
everybody
told
wrote
in
it
different
differently.
ways.
Like you different genre. Like you
oh,
have to pick a genre, and you have to pick whatever subgenres you want to pick, and then you
Danny,
get
please
five
do
for the
it,
book.
do it, do it,
I should
do it.
totally do that. I
I
should
like
do
the
an author
frog
tube
print. I just want
anthology.
to throw that out there.
I should do that. So it'll be like, and then I could do a series of it. Just pick different retelling tales
Yep.
to do, and everybody could just retell. That'd be so
I
cool.
would be so on that.
I know you would. You go. I know you got all kinds of stuff going on with that. Vixen Fiction said, I get so excited for everyone when they publish. It's inspiring, right? Though. Adrian said to Vixen, exactly. It's so damn hard to write and publish a book. Facts. Let alone do it successfully. Another fact. Be proud of your peers and recognize they're showing you how it's done. Now go do it. Right?
Yeah,
No,
See, that's the part that people forget.
I
yeah,
They
know.
look at the success and then
yeah.
they get jealousy squirting
Yep.
in their mouth.
It does.
Yep. Yep. Deal. Yeah, I think I will do it because I'm very interested. I think that'd be really cool. So I will put it out and
Oh my
then
God! And we could get like we don't have a big male writers in the office community. That would be so cool to have that.
yeah, it really would.
Oh
And I
my
think it'll be fun because there's like a thing to go off of for people. Some people get intimidated by being an anthology. They have to think of a story,
God. See,
but like
I
you
like
have
this.
a
You already
base to
have your
go off
basic
of.
outline plot.
Right, you
Right.
already got the base ready, so it should
No,
be
you give me a theme and I'm running.
theme. I'm all over it,
Because
dog.
of the theme, I wrote my first and only horror story.
Yep,
Just
fast fiction
because of
feature
the
show.
theme.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to do that too. I'm like, I
Y'all,
wanna,
I
I want to
hate
do
to
an
jump in and
anthology.
interrupt, but I gotta run because I
Oh,
gotta
you
get up
good? You
early to
good?
start the bus. But
Okay, you good?
I'll be on tomorrow night, right?
Yes, I will be on tomorrow. I gotta finish the story by Friday, so I ain't playing.
Okay, so I will see everybody tomorrow night.
I might be a
Same
little
time.
late, but I'll be here tomorrow night as
I
well.
won't be late, I
Cool.
promise. And I'll see y'all then, all right?
All right,
Take it
sis.
easy.
Good
Night,
night.
Bye bye.
y'all.
Bye. All right,
Oh my
and
God, I
let's get
love
a.
her so much.
I
Oh,
know she's so much fun. And Adrian said, "I like it here. I feel appreciated. You
sure.
are
You know what? That's
appreciated.
the perfect way to put it. I feel appreciated
Good
here.
night, Dio. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I would talk. Everybody love everybody. ELE. I will
Yeah,
talk
you
to you
know he like
later,
ELE.
DL.
We gonna
Okay.
get a shirt with ELE on it. Good night. Good night.
That you know what? I should make him a shirt with Eoli on.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yelly. Yeah, we're going to do another sprint. Anyone who's staying to write, we're gonna do another 30-minute sprint and then come back and see where we are. That will bring us to 9:35. We will chat for 5 minutes and then we're gonna run out with a probably a 20 minute. All right, bye, Vixen of Fiction. So we had a really good time chatting.
Bye, Vixen.
Bye.
Well, the first time I heard Vixen of Fiction, I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that?
I know, right? I
That's
know.
perfect. I want to be the Vixen of Fiction.
Bye, Adrian. Thanks for dropping in and spending some time with us. Cool. I'll see you tomorrow night. Be cool to have you.
Wifey for lifey, yeah.
Hey, do it.
Y'all are making me so happy.
Good crowd tonight. Good crowd tonight.
Absolutely, it was been popping.
We'll be here until 10 my time, 10 Eastern direct time, Vixen. If not, we'll be back tomorrow at 7 until 10, so 3 hour
So
runs.
we got like another hour.
Yeah, so we're running about an hour.
I need it because I gotta finish because I screwed around last one.
Yeah, no worries. Look, Vixen's like, I got the name.
I know, definitely.
You did, girl. You did. You got it.
That is just perfect though.
It's such an awesome name. Like you need to get like the tattoo, you need to get a shirt, hat made, some socks.
I just love it.
You can't not love
the
it.
horror. She the Vixen of Fiction. I'm
That's
just
right.
Aphrodite Hope.
Well, look. You got blessed with a goddess name like right out the gate. So we ain't got nothing to argue about with that one. I'm just telling you.
I gotta come up. Y'all help me. Y'all help me with a name.
We're gonna help you with a name. You need a name.
It can't be about erotica. I wrote one daggone
I know, and everybody's trying to put you on erotica. You can't say you write erotica. Everybody think that's all you do.
I wrote like 500 other things. I wrote one erotica, then I can build with that.
I wrote on one of my podcasts that I write erotica. Now everybody's like they thinking that Cagliostro was going to be or something. I'm like, no.
I don't mind. Do not get me wrong. I like erotica,
I love
but it's not what I mainly write.
I write a lot of little bit of everything, so that happens. All right, so let's go ahead and start our fantasy. I know, right? All right, so we're gonna do 30 minutes. We'll be back at 35. We're 2 minutes in already, but we will be back at 35. I'm gonna put the banner up on the screen for everyone who is still gonna be hanging and writing with us, or whoever pops in, so they know when to come back. We're going to do 8:30. We are going to be at 35. Technically, it's a 30.
I'm gonna go start now. See you when we get back.
See you in a little bit. And we're back at a time. Oh boy, take this little sticker away. If you are writing with us, please leave a comment on what you managed to do in that time. How'd you do, Aphrodite? And I left you a bunch of names in the comments.
Yeah, I picked one. I like Eugene Harlan.
Okay, cool.
I already put it in. It's already incorporated.
Nice. I'll see that.
I did. I'm doing fantastic. I really needed to do this because
Oh, really? Cool.
I'm already more than halfway through.
What?
Yeah, I mean halfway through the additional edits. Yeah, this is.
That's good.
I literally will be done this before I go to bed.
Oh, look at Sailor Twilight talking about 444 words and counting. Look at you. I
What?
gave you a wrench too, Sailor, so you have been wrenched. You are now a moderator for this
A grant
channel.
has been bestowed upon you.
It has. I managed. Let's see what I did. I did about
Can y'all hear my
408.
bird?
Yeah, I
He is a
can.
Apollo.
Stop saying, Moms, why you messing with me?
No, he want me to come in that room.
Oh, lovely. Moms, what you doing?
Crazy. He got no-
What you doing in there, Moms?
He hear me talking to other people. He's like, what
I know
was
you
that?
ain't. I know you're not cheating on me.
He crazy.
Loving myself for like, thank you. I promise that with great power, I will use great responsibility. I appreciate it.
Excelsior.
That's all right. All right, so I mean, we doing good. We doing good. That's good. I am
We
almost.
having
I'm at
time
about
for another
2,000
one?
words. Yeah, we got time for another one. We could do a 20 minutes.
What time is it?
It is 9:37,
Okay.
so we could do another 20 minute. Vixen and Fiction made it back.
Yeah, I so far I have decided that I am the maven of mischief.
I like it.
It
Go
is
with it.
not as clever as you guys, but right now I'm taking it.
I like it. I like it. So we are moving on. We're doing good. And I like long sprints. They seem to get me going. I at least always come back at least 300, 400 words, no matter what with that. So, um, Victory says, side note, because I heard y'all before I left, Aphrodite is an amazing name. I know, right? Well,
I as an adult I can appreciate Aphrodite.
true. You child, you like not so much.
It's a heavy name as a kid,
It is a heavy name.
especially when the world has had no problem reminding me that I was not a goddess, that I was not beautiful, and
But they know.
probably never be loved.
Yeah, kids can be cruel and so can adults. Just
They can.
they
But
can.
as an adult, I like it because people think it's a pen name.
And you're like, it's not. It's my legal name. Like,
My pen name is Minx Kenosha.
right? Like people don't know. They don't know what's happening.
I have another pen name though, but it's not technically a pen name because it is my name.
Yeah.
And I'm H.A. Lee.
I'm
But
legally getting my name changed. Actually, I'm legally
really,
getting it changed. Yeah, I'm legally getting it changed. I'm gonna keep DL Tillery as my writer name, of course, because I'm using it already. But one of my actual pen names is gonna be my legal name,
I know
Freya Ravenwood. I'm getting it legally changed to that.
that'll work.
Well, my daughter's last name is Ravenwood,
But I
and
love the name. I love Ravenwood. Like I
yeah,
love
I
that.
thought it was cool. I gave her own last name, so now I'm doing the opposite of what they usually do. Like when couples get married, I'm taking my daughter's name because I gave her own last name. So I'm going to take her name, and I'm changing my first name to Freya, which is her name is a derivative of goddess Freya.
Hmm.
Feora. So
Well,
we
we,
matchy match.
as you could probably tell, we are a goddess family. So
I know.
we're like either
Persephone,
Greek or Roman or Egypt.
Ptolemy.
Yeah, Ptolemy. My grandson is Ptolemy. My granddaughter is Persephone,
Yeah,
and so he basically got the Roman Egyptian part, and she
yeah.
got
It's Ptolemy Caesar, right?
yeah Ptolemy Caesar.
Right.
And Persephone, she's got her great grandmother's first names as her middle. So she's Lynn. Wait a minute, Persephone May Maria Lee. So we all got the Lee, the Korean last name, and then the we have mainly Greek first names, mainly because there's a couple of them that aren't. There's either
Yeah.
A's or J's.
Yeah.
Because Jeremy, I did Bible names, so he's Jeremy Noah Adam Lee.
Yeah.
So with him, I gave him Noah because I swore when I had a son, that son had to be named Noah. But I had to make sure that I had the first name started with a J, which was supposed
Yeah.
to be Joshua.
Yeah.
But my sister had her baby first,
Had
and
to steal that.
so she stole my name because she,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a little bit. She stole my name. That's right. I called her that, so don't worry. I did tell her to her face. She stole my name, so I had to go to my second name, which was Jeremy,
Mm-hmm.
and then Noah, which that was just since I was a kid, and Adam because he was my first son.
Yep.
So that's where his
Thinking of the names, my mom was like that. She started doing Bible names when my little brother was born, but she had thought about, I think, when I was born, but she ended up just naming me after her. But she didn't realize her name is British, Lynette, and then she named me Dinette after her. And then I got both of my grandmother's names, which I
right.
don't like, Hattie, which I told you that, and Lavinia, which I do like. All the women on my father's side, all the Native American women have the name Lavinia. My grandmother's first name was Lavinia.
Right.
And so I had that, and then of course my aunt copied my mom and named one of the twins Lavinia, Lois and Lavinia actually, and
Oh, I like the name Lois too.
yeah, Lois, like Lois Lane, so Lois and Lavinia. But like I don't like, I don't really care. Like my first name is fine. Everyone's like, oh, it's so pretty. Danette, it's pretty. As long as you say it right, not Danette. Like stop, it's Danette. But um I don't dislike it, and I'm going to use it as my last name. But I do like. I wanted to pick my own name, so Freya. I always liked the daughter's Freya name. So
I hated my name. I hated my name my whole life. The only part of my name I liked was my last name.
right, yeah,
I
like I
hate
like
it. And the cool thing
my last
was,
name shouldn't even be my last name, Tillery. That's my dad. That wasn't even his. That was his mother named all her children Tillery because that
mm,
was her current husband's name. And back then, so she gave all her children named Tillery,
right,
and
but
that
that's
would
how
have been
you did.
gross, but it wasn't even gross because my grandfather came from the West Indies, and his name was something like something Spanish, something over there, and he changed his name to that to fit in. Apparently,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That
I mean,
that happens
my
too.
grandfather, my mother's side, his name was Sabedro,
You know
and
what I
he
like to
changed it
listen
to
to?
Mason.
I like to listen to people name origin stories. You know Ben Affleck, right? I
Yeah,
love Ben Affleck. All right. So his last name is pronounced Affleck, but that
Affleck.
is not how it is spelled.
No, it
And
is not.
when his people came to America,
Mhm.
they took the sound of his name and did a phonetic spelling.
Yes.
And I said that's always so interesting when like
Yep.
you learn stuff like that. Like my oldest family name, and I always tell people it's Roman. I don't know for sure if it's Roman, but it's definitely Italian. But
Hmm.
I just like to claim Rome. All right. And so it could be Sicilian for all I know. But
True. True.
it's Fundicella.
Yeah, I like that.
So she's a so my mom and then my father. Well, we also have Arabic names. I just do not know how to pronounce them, so I refuse to mess them up. Like I just don't. And then my name, I can't remember what. I can't remember. It also starts with the A.
Yeah,
I just can't remember how to say it. And then my father's gone, so
I know you
unless I
can't say
find
it.
somebody who's fluent, I will not remember.
I
And
mean, we all got like the names set out, like especially if you have a culture where you have like a name that's from the culture. Like I have a name from the culture. I don't use it too often. I think I only told a few people like my native name is Red Wild River, so I don't use it too often because it's like where I'm gonna use it at anyways.
and that's the thing, like, because with I got 157 sauce kids, so I'm a very blessed and multicultural family.
Yep, me
And
too.
but at the same time, I don't know a lot about everything and everybody Man,
Well, your parents don't tell you everything before
uh,
they die. Then you
it's
kind of
really messed up. My father just never knew who his father was.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So right there, now his mom, I do not like her. If you feel the attitude in my voice right now,
You're like
mom
rolling your eyes. I can hear it.
knew who his father was. She just never said who he was. So
Yeah, you gotta.
everyone, she had other kids, and their fathers were black. So
Yeah.
he just assumed his father was also black. And if you see my father, he looks like he's mixed
Mm,
with, white and black. Because,
yeah.
everybody knows what mixed kids look like. And so
Sure. A lot of times you can tell.
you can get any combination whatsoever, of course, but he actually looks like he's mixed. So my
Yeah.
father, he just always claimed to be black. But
Yeah. Usually that's what happens anyway.
in the United States of America, you can be anything. Like
I mean, most it is more than likely in America you're not going to be 100% anything. There's no such thing
anything,
as
not in this
that. I
country. This
mean, but
country
it's
is
hard to
too
be in
top.
the world today to be that unless you like in the Asian countries, like in China or something
Mhm.
like that. That's more likely that can happen there. But you talking about America, not likely.
No,
And the
the
whole origin,
the
everybody's
beautiful
mixed.
thing
So
about America, is that it truly is a melting pot. But the
it is.
sad thing about America is a lot of us lost who, like, I, to the best of my knowledge, everybody that's alive or everybody that I've known in my family cannot trace back to any Native American. But I bet you there still is,
It's
especially in this
very
country.
likely because it's not really shocking when someone is of Native American heritage in this country because of being the first people here as far as like when the other settlers came. So it's not really shocking when someone is, and people get mad, especially when you are in America considered black. I mean, that doesn't really tell you anything. Some people usually mean African American, I would imagine, when they say
Yeah,
that.
usually.
But I mean, that's stupid though,
That's
because
not always
I
the
mean,
case.
the black is not a race of people. It's not. It's a term that was made a long time ago that was racist when it was
It's a
made.
blanket term, but
It's a blanket
again,
term. But
people
people in America, they think it's
generally
only black,
know,
white, and Asian. They think that's it, or
yeah, but
Hispanic.
people generally do know what you're trying to say when you say black, when you say white.
Yeah, they tend, but
People
they should
know.
nowadays though, in today's time setting, someone might not mean that though because
Oh,
of
yeah, we know.
they might not mean it now. I mean, before we knew that they probably meant African descent, but like they didn't necessarily. But now you don't know. You can't just assume it. Somebody say black, they don't mean that they are African. They don't mean that per se.
Somebody tried to come for me because my granddaughter, she just had her quinceanera, right?
Yeah,
Which, how is she 15 already? God, please slow down.
mm, they
All
grow
right.
fast.
And so somebody was saying to me like, you have a Spanish daughter. I'm like, no, Spanish, that's a language. I have a Latin, but I do have a Latin daughter, yes. I mean granddaughter, and yes, she's Mexican. Well, how is that possible? I'm like, do I need to explain like DNA and sex to you right now? Stop
Dude,
asking
I
that
really
question.
can't with
People
people and their
get
brains
sick
not
with that
working.
because they look at you and they automatically assign like, oh, you're this because you look this
Please
way.
stop
Get on my
assigning people
nerves.
things. Like I wish people would
I,
stop
I
assigning people
really,
things.
really, really hate that.
It's really close minded and annoying. Like you think like I looked at you and I've now chosen what race you are, what ethnicity you are. But like, please stop doing that. It's annoying.
And
There's no
somebody
need
just
to do it.
telling
No
me,
one's trying to put down any other race that exists. But
some
honestly though, don't do that. It's annoying. And that's why
You
people
remember when
also
I told you about when I was still on Twitter and
yeah.
some guy came on there and was telling me to stop wearing contact lenses? And I'm like,
What?
this is the color of my eyes, bitch.
I mean, honestly
But
now,
even
can you
if I
stop talking about
was
people
wearing
having
contact
brown eyes?
but even if I was wearing contact lenses, so why was
Why
that
you
hurting
your mouth?
you?
But girl, you already know you can't with people with their closed mindedness, let alone like you got different colored brown eyes, like okay. And you know how much they come for that girl that has blue eyes and she's black. So they're like, what you can't do like oh you wear contacts like
No, but
first off
it just really made me mad because it was like he was trying to imply that I was trying to be fake. Like Honey, my hair fake. You ain't say nothing about that.
You can't. He
You,
don't know, but
my eyes are my eyes. Everybody in my family got the same damn eyes.
It's going to be forever. People won't ever change in that instance. And you know how much growing up, I had to deal with people with my hair. Like they're like, "Oh, do you have fake hair, or do you like if you?" Because I always used to dye my hair all the time, and I'm like, even if I was going to wear a wig, is that your business? And then they're like, when I wasn't wearing wigs, it's like, oh, like I didn't have any hair or something because I have brown skin. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? I actually told one woman, me and my mom went into a place she had to give blood for a test, and the woman was like, talk about my mom's hair. You know, my mom's hair is her height. You know, she's like
No,
five.
your mom's hair is longer than she is
Ridiculous, like
tall.
Rapunzel, right? And
But
she
it's
keeps it in single
funny.
braids because it would be too much when it's
If
out.
she did
You
not
know,
wear, if she did not wear heels, her hair would be on the
be
ground.
dragging the ground. She usually has to put it in one. She had to put her small braids in one big braid in order to and tie it so it won't drag the ground when she goes out. And the woman was like, "Oh my god, your hair!" Like blah blah. And she's like, "I never seen anyone. I guess of my mom's race. Like she knows my mom's race is not that that's relevant." And with hair that long, I said, "Really, the woman with the longest hair in the world is African and lives in Africa." And she was like, "Really? I never." Are you trying to imply that brown people, because I'm gonna say brown people because that could be anybody, can grow their hair long? Just so you're aware, that was lies put out by racist white groups of people. That is not true. That brown people can't grow hair like black people.
Oh,
Since we know
don't
like
even get me on
Africans
the
can't grow
tangent
hair.
about the whole thing about the 1A to the 4C
The
bull
racism.
crap, because the guy
Oh,
who made that
that
system,
chart.
it makes me want to cry that so many people, and I'm talking about all people, not
Girl.
people of color, all people use that system when it was put in place to put down people who ended up in the B and C category. I mean the C, what is it, A B C, the C category. It was meant to put you down,
Yeah, obviously.
because if you didn't qualify in the 1As and all that other stuff, then you had to get your hair to that point. And that's why if you're classified as a 4C, then you need to work on your 4C to become
Yeah,
closer to
I really
a
can't with all the
it's
ways
but it's so sad
it's
because
said.
the guy, and it was a black guy who made the system, and he had a problem with well, he had a problem with women in
In
general.
general,
Okay,
but
but then he had a problem with, like, oh, if your hair is this, you need to relax it or do these other things to get it to where it looks more like that. Now,
excuse me,
we
sir.
being gifted people, and I'm talking about women. We as women being gifted people, we definitely took that system and ran with it and used it to our benefit.
Sure.
But I would just like for people to stop using it.
Yeah, it really is no need to
God,
use
you either
it. Like,
care
you know,
or you don't.
I mean, the
Look at
people,
this hair
humans
out
tend
here.
to,
And
like,
all
humans
hair is amazing
will
hair.
do this. They will do that and take a thing, and more so the black community will take something that was made negatively
Yeah,
towards them and want to use it to make it better or something. How about we just don't use it and we burn it?
yeah, that's what I would like.
That's my take on it. That's with anything that a group of people negatively made towards us and we burn it.
Oh
How
my
about we
goodness.
don't keep it alive?
My god sister, and I promise this is the last thing I'm gonna say. My god sister, she has real long hair too. And she went and got her hair braided, and she's like, Diety, you gonna love my hair. I got put it in all these like French braids. And then I said, really? I said, what's French about them? And she just got quiet. I said, you talking about like the inverted cornrow that people had to call French braids so it'd be okay for other people to wear their hair like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then she just got silent. And she's like, I never thought about that. See, I'm not the person. You not gonna tell me how I can and can't wear my hair. If I'm black, white, green, yellow, I'm wearing my hair however I
Yeah,
want.
because the hairstyle.
But it is a difference between appropriation and appreciation, and people
Yeah,
need to know
realizing that. And people have to realize the differences
when you
between those
take a
two things.
hairstyle that is called an inverted cornrow, and then you call it, oh, it's a French braid. So now that makes it okay for people who aren't of color to feel comfortable wearing because it's a French braid.
Yeah,
No, you're real
exactly.
wrong. It's an inverted cornrow, girl. Rock it. You look fantastic with
Exactly.
it. But
I like just
let's not do that. Let's not
knowing the
change the
history of
name of it
something,
to make it okay.
knowing the history and knowledge of something will, to me, give you more power, because just there's a lot of things I don't agree with that people decide to do. We know we all are in the instance of our history and culture of things that people do and trends that people do and things that people do. We all may use some of these words, but that don't mean we all feel the same about these words, or
True.
terms and things like that. I think I'm quite adamant about I respect all of the blood that runs through my veins, and I have quite a lot of different cultures and type of DNA run through my veins. Okay, so I respect all of them. I don't like when there are things that were made to make a person feel less than human,
Mhm.
and there were bad
Right.
stuff behind it, and we as a people, whichever people, decide to take that thing and continue to use it because we said that we are going to use it this way now. That
Mhm.
doesn't change that it was a negative thing to belittle you and make you feel less than human.
Exactly. I will never understand that
Just get
whole
rid
thing.
of it.
Oh, let's
Don't
get
give them power. You're still giving them power with it
still has
because you're
power.
keeping
Yeah.
it alive. Stop doing it. If you want to call yourself something, then call yourself whatever it is that you want to do. But please make something else. Do not take the negative thing that a group of people
Oh,
who
that's
hate
our word now. We're gonna turn it around and use it. No, let that word die.
don't use it. I don't like the terms. I don't like some words that people continue to use, and it's a lot in the black community. I don't even like saying black in America because of what it was made for. Let's all stop trying to sweep it under the rug and act like calling people black was a positive thing. It never was. Nothing's wrong with being African, or nothing's wrong with being whatever race that you want to situate that with. However, the people that called you that were calling you that for a negative reason. They were saying you were dark, you were evil and wrong. That's why they called you that. Why would you want to keep using it?
Mhm.
Why would you want to feed that? That's what you're doing. You can say what you want, you could color code it however you would like, but I would hope to see it one day that we understand that those negative people
Mhm.
made that word to make us feel less than human, to say that they're better than us. So no, we shouldn't still really be calling ourselves that, because it's not a race of people. I really can't beat that dead horse enough when I tell people this. If you want to say African descent, then do that. If you want to say you're Hispanic, or you want to say you, or Hispanic don't mean anything. If you want to say you're Mexican, you want to say that you're Indian, you want to say whatever, because all those races of people are going to be labeled under black at the end of the day. They are. And rather, some people feel like, oh, I'm black and that person's not black. They made the term for people who are brown to
Mhm.
say you're less than them. So why you feel like, oh, it's a
This
prize to
guy, when I was in my 20s,
good?
I was like 23, 24. This guy made me cry
Oh
because,
Lord.
and he was, African descent, and
Mm-hmm.
he goes, oh, well, if you're black, step back. If you're brown, step down. If you're white, you're just right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she said that.
And
Systemic racism.
but in his defense, like that's how he was. He was way older. This man is no way he's alive right now.
Oh yeah, he was old.
He was like in his 60s when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at him. I'm like,
They're like,
that's
what?
only see. It's too many bad people who feel that way. So don't take it on. If you
Don't
take it on,
you're
then
being
they
a part of the
win.
systemic racism
That's
that
so
they bred.
sad. Like, really
That's
think
how
about that.
how systemic racism stays around. It has to also breed into the people that it's against, for
Yeah.
them to believe the negative things that were taught to them. So it's kind of like, I really wish people would stop and listen to the stuff that they're still feeding. We don't have to do this anymore. We don't have to use the negative words that they put on, or the negative terms that they put on us. When people name things, don't they understand when they said white people? When white people came up with that for themselves, it was to say light, right, good.
Oh, I know.
That's what that was for.
Like
That's why
the
everybody
West
got called
movies, the
black.
white hats and the black hats. You always know the good guys from the bad guys.
Right. That, like, why would you want to use that as a, it's not positive. You can never make it positive. I don't care what you want to do. We know where it came from. We know what they were saying. Be proud of your race. Be proud of who you are. But please stop using racist people's words that try to belittle you. And what? That's, you're not doing it. So I will never be okay with that term. I use the terms because that's what everyone uses, but I don't like them. When I say I'm
Oh,
this race, that I specifically point out what races I am. I don't like using the term black. Again, if I use the term black, I can mean anyone around the world that's brown skin, because that's what it means. Just saying. So
Yeah,
it's like
you're
I
right.
just it just kind of gets under my skin a little bit because you get people defending it.
But
Like
I also understand why people defend it
I
too.
know
Don't
what
get me
they're
wrong.
defending. They feel like, oh, they think people are saying, oh, I don't want to be called black because I don't like being called African. It doesn't mean you're African. So stop that. I have no problem saying I have African descent. Not one issue.
It's equating labels when you don't really need to.
Thank you.
Because at the end of the day, and I don't care how anybody feels, like at the end of the day, every last one of us is human. We are
If we could only
99.9%
get to that, I wish we
exactly the
could.
same. And where
I
the
wish.
beautiful differences come from is beautiful differences.
There's nothing wrong with that. I wish
It's
we could
so
get to
it's
that.
so amazing.
Can we get to
Like,
human?
come
Can
on
we
now.
get to human? Because that's what us all we really are.
Honey, did you ever see the original V?
Yes.
The original V said it and did it best.
Mm.
Because you got all these people on this planet fighting against, the Italians don't like the Irish, and the Irish don't like the Chinese, and the Chinese don't like the this, and the
You
Africans don't,
know,
all that kind of crap. And then the aliens showed up, the green folk,
of
and
course.
tell us apart.
Yep.
And it's
That we
like,
all
whoa,
now
whoa, we were
uh,
wasting all this time, and now all of us got to band together to
yep.
fight
Now
the
we're all
green folk.
friends. Now we're all
Man,
friends.
I was like, wow, is it going to take an alien invasion for
It
us
would.
to realize that we literally, cultures are different, but we are the same goddamn species?
I mean, it really would take that for humankind. And then after it was over, if we won, we'll go right back to it because humans gotta hit dislike each other for liking different colors. Like, oh, I like red, you like blue. What? It's a war.
Blue
You
sucks.
know, right? They gotta hate each other's things.
No,
All right,
and
so
that's a good point. You
think
like
about
blue.
it.
You love blue. I think blue is the worst color ever for reasons. I love orange. Everybody thinks if you like orange, you're weird.
Yeah, like what?
If you and I can have different fucking likes and still love each other.
Yeah, people are so weird though.
So
What can you say?
that's because I think the differences are actually beautiful.
Yep.
That's the part that's like, wow,
Like it
okay,
would be quite boring if there weren't any.
we're the
In my
same except I have straight hair, you have wavy hair. We have differences,
like
not better. Your hair is not better. My hair isn't better. It's
it's different.
different.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna do one more sprint, and that will
Thank
bring
you.
us
We need to.
to about 10:17 something. So we can go to 10:20. So we're gonna do about
Oh, really? Look at us.
a 15, 17 minute sprint. So we can go to about the 10:20. That'll be good. And that'll wrap us up for the night, see what everybody got done. But we'll be back tomorrow at 7 my time, EDT, to sprint for another 3 hours, chat and sprint. That's what we're gonna do.
We're
So
not going to chat so much tomorrow. We're really going to get a lot of work done.
whatever, we don't care. We got some pretty long sprints in, so we can chat. It's okay. It's not a big deal. We did get a lot of good work done though tonight, though. We also got some good talks in. Some
We
good
did.
talk.
You guys are so freaking amazing. I love you guys
And
so
thanks
much.
for hanging with us tonight.
Like
Thank you so much.
really, like we always we get good people.
Awesome. So
Let's do it.
let me actually. I'm gonna wrench. I'm going to wrench. Vixen of Fiction too, so that way.
The vixen of fiction is
So you are also now wrenched, Vixen of Fiction. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna put the banner up. We will be back at 10:20 to
she's
finish
already
out.
rented on my channel.
Yeah, I know. Like everybody's getting wrenched tonight. Okay, so 10:20. So we're doing a 15 really. 'Cause it's
All
about
right, I
five.
need this 15. This is gonna get me done.
Awesome, good job. I will be almost done the first act because it went a little longer. I'm like, what's happening? Calm down, words. Okay.
All right. I'm
All right.
muting. I'm starting. See y'all when we get back.
See you at 20 after. That's time. And that ends our final sprint of the night. If you are still writing with us, let me know how you did in the chat. We have a few minutes before I have to roll out so I can see what work you got done. I think I managed about, let's see how many words I managed in that short sprint. Where did I start at? I think I started here. Oh, wow. I did a lot. Wait.
All I got to say is I am having so much fun with this story.
That's good job.
It keeps unveiling more stuff and revealing more stuff as I go.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like when I try to tell people outlines do not mess with your creativity, they're just your guide.
Yeah, that's
It
it.
really is like, 'cause I didn't see any of the stuff that I wrote today. I
Yeah.
did not see any of it coming. And it was like, as soon as I realized that one character had to say this one thing, and then it just went, phew, I had to go back and make sure that something else happened. It's, I don't know how to say it. You know
Mm-hmm.
how you read a story for the first time and you get to the end and realize, even though you read it, now you got to go back and go, oh, I see.
Right.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, that's when the beads of sweat came. That was the water flowing. And
Right.
but you don't get all that the whole entire time.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness. I am having so much fun with this story.
that's
I'm
awesome.
almost sad that it's a short story.
Like, no, I
I
know.
mean, it's short for me, okay, because it's
I
still like 12
did.
words.
I know, right? It's still. I didn't really get to finish the act one like I hoped I would tonight, but that's okay. I did, the story's flowing, it's going where it needs to. But I only have one scene really left to do for the act, so at least I'll be able to finish that tomorrow night. And I'll probably, if I don't finish Friday, I'll probably have to write on the weekend. But I do have to finish a reading on the weekend, which is fine. It's not a big deal because I'll probably have computer help with that. Um, but yeah, I managed to do 473 words that sprint, which is
That's
not
good.
bad. I was really on fire with that scene. Um, so
I
yeah,
did
it's pretty
finish.
good.
I said I was. I didn't finish, but that's only because when I got to the part where I thought I was going to be finishing up, I had to go back and add another sentence somewhere else. So
Yeah,
I still got to keep moving forward. So I need like 10 more minutes to be honest.
oh, that's cool. We're going to finish that
So
tonight.
I probably will just stay up and do it because
Yeah,
you know I'm in the groove now. Oh my goodness! I hope honestly, I hope everybody loves this story because I'm
surely.
having
Well,
so
all your stories
much
are
fun.
good. I haven't never read a story you've written that was
I
bad.
think I think
So
I might have to do a PG version of it because
yeah, so
I would do when I wrote all my stuff. None of my
mhm.
stuff is PG. None,
Yeah, I know.
even
I
if
know.
it's not like sexual nature, it's still not
Not PG.
for kids. Yeah, but when I would tell my kids the stories, I had told them the same story. I just did a PG version of it. I think I will do one of this one
Yeah.
so that my younger ones can read it.
Sailor Twilight says 750 words for the night. Good job. I
Oh
like
my
it.
goodness, that's almost 1,000 right there.
But Vixen Fiction had to get some emails taken care of.
Mhm.
Cool. And then went over some dialogue for my comic images.
I know
Yay.
that's right.
Getting work
Oh, by
done.
the way, Vixen of Fiction, I have been tearing up in Procreate. You will be very proud of me. I have been really, I needed this program, man. I've been having a ball with it. I have to share some of my artwork with you.
I will have to. Okay. So I was just double checking to make sure I could check the time, like check something on
Yeah,
here about the
I know
time, but
you
I
got to
don't.
go.
Yeah, I do have to go soon. So, but it's been fun. I will be back with Aphrodite, I believe, tomorrow. But she'll be a little late. And
Yeah, because I got
Dahlia might be here
craziness
tomorrow
to
night
do.
too.
She said she's going to be on time. So we're
Yeah,
opposite tomorrow.
yeah, exactly. So I'll be here either way at 7 EDT time, and we're gonna run till 10. 10-ish, a little after 10 possibly, depending on what I'm feeling like. I usually have to run around 10:30 no matter what because I have actually to take my little brother to work at night. That's usually why I have to run. So I'm gonna call it a night. I almost finished Act 1. Tomorrow night I definitely will finish Act 1. This is a monster tale, but it's leaned more towards a type of werewolf type of story, but it's not my werewolves are called lycrans, and also this isn't exactly a werewolf. It's a fusion.
I don't trust you.
So it's a monster tale.
Trust
Um
me.
it will be scary. But yeah, so I will be here tomorrow with some of my awesome guests, of course, Aphrodite and Dahlia. They should be popping in. Hopefully I see some of my cool people here will be back in the chat again. Vixen Fish said I work tomorrow, but I might catch the end. Cool. You can always catch the replay.
Yeah, we're
Good
doing
night.
it
See you
all week.
tomorrow.
We're doing it all week.
Yeah, werewolves are awesome.
Don't trust her. Don't trust her because she said werewolf, but I know her. It's gonna be some shit with it. I'm telling
Well,
you.
this time around, this one isn't exactly werewolf, but I call mine lycrans, but this one is a Ladrega, which
Yeah.
I'll explain.
See. See.
The
See.
Ladrega, the Ladrega. I'll explain what that is tomorrow. Aphrodite's already scared. She laughing at you. But yeah, so all right, we'll see you tomorrow night. We don't really need to do outros. You know who we are.
Yeah.
If you want to find out about us, you can always go on our channels. Aphrodite, author Aphrodite Lee. You can check out her channel, and you're on my channel. So if you aren't subscribed, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So we will see you tomorrow night, and like I always like to say, stay scared.